In the trading, we take only direct expenditure, direct income. Under asset, we will get all your benefits. We'll write it under asset side, which are not expected but happened. We call it as abnormal loss. If it is outstanding, we will add. If it is prepaid, we will minus. Remember this. Hello everyone, this is your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So, we are in the 17th session of your topic called accounting. Now, in accounting, we are doing final accounts. The major thing in your topic is final accounts. Now, what we are doing, the final accounts, it is a final accounts of sole trader. Sole trader means individual. Now, so whatever final accounts we prepare for individual, this will be your normal format. What is normal format means? We call it as your horizontal format. So we'll go with the format. Later, we'll go with the problems. Your agenda will be very simple. We'll go with your concept, final accounts format, as well as we will understand adjustments. Now, what is the format to prepare final accounts? Then, what are the adjustments we have in final accounts? Now, along with questions, they will give you 2 to 3 adjustments. We have to go for those adjustments as well as we have to follow that. Remember, whatever given in the table, it is one time. Again, I'll repeat. Whatever given in the table in your question, we have to consider one time. Now, whatever given in the adjustment, we have to consider 2 times. Means twice we are supposed to write. So, while doing first problem, you will understand what do you mean by adjustment and what do you mean by your normal problem. Format of trading and profit and loss account. So this is your trading as well as profit and loss. Now, again I'll go back to this. Now, in the final accounts, you have 3 things. First is trading account. Second one, profit and loss account. And the last one, balance sheet. Balance sheet, we don't call it as an account, we call it as statement. Now, so we are supposed to prepare 3 things. First one, trading. Second one, profit and loss. And the third one is called as balance sheet. Now, so trading and profit and loss account, we do together. Means trading and profit and loss, both we prepare together. Together means what? In a single column, in a single row, we prepare the trading as well as profit and loss. We don't prepare separate column for P&L, separate for trading. Like, if this is your column, like particular amount. This we call it as trading and P&L account. In the same format, we complete trading as well as P&L together. Now, so once you're done with trading and P&L, the next part will be your balance sheet. So balance sheet we prepare separately. So finally, how many accounts we have to prepare? One is only your trading and P&L. One more is statement, that is called as your balance sheet. Total 2 things you are supposed to prepare. So this is your format for your trading as well as P&L. Remember, unless you learn this format, you cannot solve final accounts. Now, you need to spend much time on trading as well as profit and loss account. Why? Because so 80% I can explain you, but 20% the job is yours. What is your job? Job is very simple. Whatever is there on the screen, the same thing you have to remember, and without seeing this, you must be ready to write and you must be familiar with these points. Now, how to remember? Easy as well as simple. I'll tell you. Just you need to remember that trading account. This we call it as P&L. So up to this, we call it as trading. Here onwards, we call it as profit and loss account. Now, how to prepare trading account? I'll explain you. Now, what is trading and what is profit and loss account? Why do we bifurcate trading as well as profit and loss? The reason is very simple. In the trading, we take only direct expenditure, direct income. In the trading account, we consider only direct expenditure and direct income. Now, in the P&L, we consider indirect expenditure and indirect income. We consider indirect expenditure as well as indirect income. Now, what is the difference between direct as well as indirect? I'll give you a simple example. Now, you're running a tire factory. Which one you're running? Tire factory. Now, or else any rubber factory. Now, in that you have two divisions. One will be your factory. Another one will be your office. Another one will be your office. One will be your factory. Another one will be your office. Now, the persons who are working in factory, like your workers, mechanics, all comes under your direct expenses in the factory. In the factory, what we will do? We will purchase raw materials. It comes under direct. We purchase small lubricants, fuel and all. So, to run the machines, that is called factory. Now, you have mechanics, or else we can call it as workers who produce the tire or who manufactures the tire. So, whatever you pay to them, we call it as direct expenses. It comes under your trading account. Now, the next one, your direct income. Now, which are those direct income? Now, in this, we have the major one is sales. So, unless you sell, you will not generate income. Sales, we call it as direct income. Along with that, if there is any abnormal loss, we consider under credit side. Clear? Yes, I'll come back to this now. So, first we'll discuss about trading. Later, we'll go for P&L. Remember, up to this, whatever line I have drawn, up to this, we call it as trading account. Don't see your P&L. First, we will learn your trading. Now, debit side what? All expenses. Credit side what? All incomes. Now, first one, opening stock. Opening stock means what? Like, you wanted to start a work for the current year. You wanted to start production. Now, before you start your production, you will see how much we have of previous year. Like previous year, still some portions are pending. That is called your opening balance. That is called opening balance. Now, whatever unfinished are still in work in progress, which whatever the closing balances of last year, this year we call it as opening balance. Now, opening stock we have considered. Then purchases. So current year, whatever you purchase, so we have to consider that current year purchases should be taken. Like purchase return, you have purchased, later you found that it is damaged. What you will do? You will return that. Purchase return has to be deducted. Very simple. What is the first one? Opening stock. Second one is what? Purchases minus purchase return. Along with this, we take all the direct expenses. Like, which are those direct expenses? Like, first one is wages. Now, wages, add outstanding wages. Now, maybe it is confusing for you. I'll make it easy. Now, wages, add outstanding wages. What is outstanding means? Maybe you have to pay 10,000 wages to your labor. Now, Out of 10,000, 8,000 you have paid, but still how much is pending? 2,000. Now, your wages, we will write 8,000. So still how much you have to pay? You have to pay 2,000. 8,000 plus 2,000, we call it as 10,000. Outstanding 8 plus 2, it is 10,000. Clear? Yes. Along with that, we write freight, power, carriage inward, coal, gas, water. These are the expenses. Remember, in the question paper, they will not ask you coal, gas, power and all. For the emergency or safer purpose, we should remember. Now, these are the things comes under your trading account debit side. Now, without seeing this, can you tell me? Yes. What is the first one? Opening stock. Oh, after opening stock, your purchases. Purchases minus return. Along with that, purchase minus return is over. What is the next one? Wages. Then for wages, anything if you have like outstanding, we should add. Now, wages plus outstanding we have considered. Now, that is over. Now, what is the next one? Next one is freight. Freight means transportation. Carriage inward, transportation. Along with that, coal, gas, power is over. So, we're done with debit side of your trading. Can you repeat? Yes. Opening stock plus purchases minus purchase return, wages, add outstanding wages, carriage inward, your freight and coal, gas, power. Your trading debit side is over. In the examination, everything they will not ask you. Out of this, opening, purchases, wages are must and rest of the things as per the question. Now, what will come under credit side? Credit side actually easy. Now, credit side you will get sales minus sales return. See, if you have purchases, you should have opposite sales. If you have purchase return, opposite you must have sales return. Now, along with that, you have closing stock, stock destroyed. Closing stock, as I told you, if you have opening means you must have closing also. What is stock destroyed? Now, maybe fire occurred or something happened, pilferage, theft, something happened, we call it as abnormal loss. Because why do we call it as abnormal loss? Means which are not expected. Which are not expected but happened, we call it as abnormal loss. So, we have to write stock destroyed. So, this is all about your trading account. I'll clear you. Debit side what will come? Opening, purchase minus purchase return. Along with that, your carriage inward, freight. Then along with freight, coal, gas, power and your carriage inward. It is over. Now, what will come under credit side? So, if you have purchase means this side it must be sales. Purchase return, sales return. Opening stock, closing stock. Now, we have stock destroyed. Stock destroyed means we call it as abnormal loss. Now, this is all about your trading account. Now, what is this gross loss carried down and gross profit carry down? Very simple it is. Now, what is this means? Now, gross loss carry down and gross profit carry down. Now, this we call it as income. This we call it as expenses. Direct income and direct expenses. Direct income as well as direct expenses. Now, out of this, if your income is more and expenditure is less, income is more and expenditure is less, then we call it as gross profit. Now, your income is less and expenditure is more, we call it as gross loss. Either you may get gross profit or else you may get gross loss. Out of these two, any one you may get. Any doubt? No. Now, once if it is done, we'll come for your profit and loss account. Under profit and loss account, we write all the expenses and we write all the incomes on credit side. Incomes like discount received, rent received, interest on investment, commission received. Easy to remember. All the incomes. Now, expenditures like salary, rent, carriage outward. See, carriage inward comes under trading, but carriage outward comes here. Discount allowed, interest on bank loan. So these are the expenses, these are the income. Whatever expenses you will get, please write down here, except these things. Clear? Your P&L is very simple. Whatever you have paid, debit side. Whatever you have received, that is credit side. Now, what is this gross profit brought down? Very simple. Whatever gross profit carried down is there, same thing we will copy. While doing problem, you will understand. Don't worry about that. Just remember these points. Clear? Yes. This is all about your profit and loss. Whatever the balance you will get, we call it as net profit transfer to capital account. This is not profit actually. This we call it as net loss. If this side comes, it is a loss. If this side comes, it is a profit. Clear? Yes. This is all about your trading as well as P&L account. Now, in this, how to remember? So for remembering, I told you it is easy. Why? Because trading debit side you have to remember first. Then trading credit side you have to remember. If it is done, come to P&L. P&L debit side you are supposed to remember. P&L credit side you are supposed to remember. I'll go out of the screen. Please take a screenshot. So once you're done with this means, we'll go for your balance sheet. What is the next one? We call it as format of balance sheet. Now, format of balance sheet, I tell you, it is easy to remember. Why? Because in question, we have some shortcuts. While doing the first problem, I'll explain you which are those shortcuts. But here you are supposed to remember what will come under asset and what will come under liability. Now, under asset, we will get all your benefits. We'll write it under asset side. Now, which are your benefits? From this particular, you are benefited. If you think like that, then we'll write it in asset. See, I'll give you an example. Cash is a benefit or not? Benefit. We'll write it under asset. Cash at bank, yes. Bills receivable means you have to collect from them. Debtors, you are supposed to collect. If there are any adjustment, we will minus. Closing stock, yes. Machinery, yes. These things and all, I'll explain you while doing problem. That's why I'm going for only main headings. I'm not going for bad debts, depreciation. Why? Because with the numbers, I can explain you better. Now, furniture, it is good. Motor car, building, goodwill, prepaid, and due from insurance company. So these are we call it as asset. So you must remember this balance sheet. Now what will come? Your cash, bank, your debtors, your furniture, building, your bills receivable, then your anything expenses paid in advance and insurance claim, inventory. Everything comes under your asset. Like goodwill. What is goodwill? I'll give you a simple example. Now, this pen may cost you around 100 rupees. Smart pen or something. It cost you how much? 100. Now, the same pen, if Mahendra Singh Dhoni sign, his original signature is there on the pen. So, the same pen, we can sell it for what value? For 1000. The reason is what? The signature is there on the pen. So that signature we call it as goodwill. With that signature, the value increased 900. 100 rupees pen, we can sell it for 1000. So just for that signature, 900 increased. This is we call it as your goodwill. Clear? Yes. So these are the assets. Remember, so without saying this, you are supposed to say what are they in the asset side. Like you have cash, you have to tell me along with me. What is the first one? Cash. Then bank. Then your debtors, closing stock, furniture, motor car, goodwill. Then we have building, then prepaid expenses and due from insurance company. Now, these are the things we get it in asset side. Now, which are the things we get from liability? Remember, creditors, bills payable. Say, we have debtors, opposite creditors, and we have bills receivable, opposite bills payable. Anything you're supposed to pay, then you should write under liability. See, creditors you're supposed to pay, bills payable you have to pay, your bank loan still you're supposed to pay, your outstanding expenses not yet paid you have to pay, your advance salary. So whatever salary you have taken in advance, next month's salary you have taken now only, that is called advance salary. Your capital, add net profit, add interest, minus drawing and minus interest. This you have to remember. Capital plus your net profit, add your interest on capital, less drawings, less interest on drawings. Now, this is your format for liability. Now, as I told you, in this chapter, my job is less, your work is more. Why? Because more than my explanation, you're supposed to remember and you're supposed to write these things. Now, so these are called as liability. You're supposed to pay to the outsider, and these are called as assets. So these are benefit or worth to your company. Now, I'll go out of the screen. Please take a screenshot. So once we're done with your format like trading and P&L and balance sheet, we'll go for your adjustment. Now, after your table, the question will be in the table format. Once if it is done, they will give you adjustments like adjustment number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what you are supposed to do is in your book, please write down the format and write down all the adjustments. So the same adjustment will be repeated in your question paper. Now, in the adjustment, if they have asked closing stock, then what you are supposed to do? Like credit side of the trading account, asset side of the balance sheet. Twice, as I told you, whatever comes in adjustment, how many times you have to consider? You have to consider twice. This is done? Yes. Stock destroyed. If, as I told you, abnormal loss, like you have kept stock in the godown, unfortunately fire occurred, it got destroyed. What you will do? You will rush to the insurance company. What insurance company will do? So if 1 lakh worth destroyed, the insurance company will give you around 75 to 80,000. That is called your stock destroyed. Now, full amount, how much destroyed? We take 1 lakh complete. Now, due from insurance, maybe insurance company may give you 80,000. 1 lakh minus 80,000, balance 20,000. Like, so if goods destroyed, we are supposed to write 3 entries. Remember, one will be credit side of trading account, where you will write, I'll show you. This is your trading account, stock destroyed. Credit side, you will write 1 lakh. Due from insurance company, asset side of the balance sheet, 80,000. So this is your balance sheet, this is your asset, due from insurance company. How much you will write? 80,000. Then next, difference amount in profit and loss, debit side. Now, in this is your profit and loss account. Here we will write whatever the difference of your actual loss and actual you claim from insurance. Hope you understood. This is your adjustment number 2. First, closing stock, what you will do? Remember, one trading account, credit side, another balance sheet, asset side. Over. What is the next? Stock destroyed, credit side of trading account, and one more is asset side of balance sheet. Over. Then difference will be considered as debit side. Like your difference amount in profit and loss account is debit side. Any doubt? No doubt. Next, some of the important adjustment. Your third adjustment, we have completed 2. As I told you, you have to write down. You will understand only 10% now. Why? Because so you don't know how the problem will be and how the questions will be. Now, just remember these things. While doing problem, you will find you will be realized why these adjustments are. Now, your third one, outstanding expenses, like add to concerned head. What is concerned head? If outstanding wages, add to wages. Outstanding salary, add to salary. Outstanding rent, add to rent. So whatever they have given for the concerned head, we will add. Next, liability side of the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, we take it in liability side. Hope you are clear. Next, prepaid expenses. Deduct from the concerned head. Similarly, if it is outstanding, we will add. If it is prepaid, we will minus. Remember this. Now, deduct from concerned head, you have to minus. Then, asset side of the balance sheet. Asset side of the balance sheet. Now, so one will be your, see, anything it is prepaid, you have to minus, then it will go to asset. Anything if it is outstanding, one you have to add and it will go to liability. Remember, outstanding, liability. Prepaid, asset. Outstanding, add. Prepaid, minus. Like this, you have to remember each adjustment. Now, we'll go to the fifth one. Interest on capital. Credit side of the profit and loss account and add capital on liability side. So interest on capital, remember, so it is not credit, change it as debit. Debit side of your profit and loss account. Along with this, we are supposed to write add to capital on liability. This thing I'll explain you while doing problem. Your next one, interest on drawings. See, credit side of profit and loss. Along with that, deduct from capital. Then, interest on bank overdraft. Overdraft means, remember, loan. Now, debit side of P&L. Along with that, add bank overdraft on liability side. All loans comes under where? Liability. We should consider under liability. Now, next, depreciation, debit side of P&L and deduct from concerned head. Like depreciation on furniture, minus from furniture. Depreciation on motor car, deduct from motor car. So depreciation is given on which? For that we should minus. Next, appreciation means increase. In this, credit side of P&L and add to the concerned asset. Remember, see, depreciation, debit side of P&L, deduct. Credit side of P&L, add. So almost reverse. Now, wages paid for construction of building. Deduct from wages, then add to building on asset. Normally, this question will not be asked, so no need to remember. This is not required. Your 10th one, they will not ask you, no need to remember. Next, commission receivable, credit side of anything which is receivable, credit side and asset side. Because asset means what? Benefit. So we have to consider credit side of P&L and asset side of balance sheet. Just you have to remember, but you will understand while doing problem. Last two, I think. Now, included amongst the debtors 5,000 from the Mr. Anand. Just I have given you an example. Now, included amongst the debtors is 5,000 from Mr. Anand. Include amongst creditors 2,000 due to Mr. Anand. Like, from the debtors worth rupees 5,000, which you received 2,000 from Anand is included. Don't worry about this. We will discuss while doing problem. But you have to remember, you have to write down this. But while doing problem, I will explain you what is this. Why? Because the actual problem will give you clear picture. Now, Advertisement expenses spread over 5 years. This also I'll explain you, but just remember how to consider this one also. Just write down. I'll explain you while doing particular problem. If I explain you now, you will not understand. So this to treatment of bad debts, very important. Every problem you will get. What do you mean by bad debts? Now, very simple. I have given you 5,000 rupees loan. Now, you have promised that next month you will repay that 5,000. But next month over, you did not pay me that 5,000. So what I will do, I'll wait for one more month. Still you have not paid. Then what I can do? I'll come to your home. Before that, I'll give you a call. Sir, where is my 5,000? Your number was switched off. Then again, I came to your home. It was locked. Now, can I do anything now? Answer is no. That's why that 5,000, I can call it as bad debts. Now, debt means loan. Bad debts means the loan cannot be received, recovered. If you are not traceable or you are not available to me, means I assume that I lost that 5,000. That is called bad debts. Now, if bad debts comes, how to do? Now, it is a loss to the business. Bad debts plus further bad debts plus new bad debts minus old bad debts. This also I'll explain you with numbers at the time of problem. Now, purchase had been omitted to be recorded. So there is around 5 or 6,000 purchases are there, but they have skipped, they have not considered. Then what we should do? We should consider it is a credit purchase. It should be added to the purchases in the trading account. It should be shown on the liability side as creditors. Remember, you have to consider for purchase and you have to consider for liability. So these are the major adjustment. Now I'll go back to all the adjustment. Just take a screenshot. If you did not understand those adjustment, nothing to worry. Why? Because I gave you just introduction. Now, so it is not that you must understand. While doing problem, you will understand. So this is adjustment number 1, closing stock, stock destroyed, outstanding expenses, prepaid interest on capital. Up to adjustment number 5, everything is important. Every problem you will get adjustments like this. Adjustment number 6 and 7, then 8 up to 8 also it is compulsory and easy also. Adjustment number 9 you will not get. Adjustment 10 you will not get. Adjustment number 11, as I told you, anything which is receivable, always asset, always credit. Adjustment number 12 as well as 13. No need to remember 12 and 13. You can skip also. In the problem, I can explain you. 12 and 13, you can skip. 14, very important. 15, important. Yes. So this is all about your today's session. You may felt that it is difficult. No, it is not difficult. Why? Because in the format we cover 100%. But in the problem you will not get 100%. Why? Because in the format we will give you everything. Like your question paper, you are supposed to attend any 2. But how many questions will be there? 4. So it is must that you know all the 4. No. But similarly, in the format I have given you everything. But the problem will be very small as well as easy. So whatever concept you did not understand, you will understand while doing problem. But what is your homework? Your homework is very simple. Without fail, before you come to next class, please learn the format. Adjustments you forget, no issue. But format like your trading and P&L and balance sheet, without seeing the notes, you must be ready to write. Without seeing, you must be ready. Thank you.